What's going on, everybody? Welcome back, if so, to another market update video here at Benefit Central. I'm Benjamin, and today Bitcoin in the S&P charts. But before I get right into the market, please leave a like, drop a comment, and please subscribe if you could. I greatly appreciate it. Everybody, diving right into the S&P charts, we have a little bit to talk about just because of what's going on in the crypto space with Coinbase and a few other things. Coinbase has a Pro merging. They're merging their Pro premium service with their regular, I guess, Coinbase system, and there's a lot of concerns about that. But before diving into that, we're going to jump into the S&P and see how it's impacting markets. As of right now, today is Sunday, so the S&P is closed. But for my graph, I don't know how it is for every other graph. I have a few friends that are in this as well, a few people I talk to, and they don't get access to the S&P today. But me, I get access to the S&P. I'm not sure for what reason, but I do get access to the S&P, and it is between 5 to 6 p.m. There is a period every single day on my charts. I deal a little bit with Forex, but I stopped trading Forex and just initially got focused on the S&P and the main markets, blue chips and stuff like that. Got rid of blue chips and stayed focused on the stuff that it really realistically matters, like the S&P, and then now that brought in the crypto market that we just established and are trying to establish, and yeah, realistically, and now they're correlating, which is great, because honestly I think that shows that crypto's here to stay. Whether we're going to new lows or new highs, I think that it's just trying to find its place in the markets, honestly, like gold and everything else had finally found its place. But anyways, jumping right into the charts, looking in at the S&P 500, we still have our monthly blue candle doji that is right here. This is the only reason why I fear one more leg down, just because this is setting up for a doji, kind of like these, and it just opposite momentum. Instead of bullish, should be bearish. We've been bullish for so long, it's hard to show you guys an example of a bearish doji. But as of right now, that's the only thing I'm fearing. If we do get that, we could see a leg down to probably here. I know that with this much momentum, as well as testing it prior to here, that if we do get a chance this next coming month to even come close to this, if we cannot hold 3,700, or 3,600, I'm sorry, 3,637, if we can't hold that, then we for sure will hit our I believe this is my 50 MMA, yeah, 50 MMA, for a price tag of 34.53. And that, if we close below that, that would show that we are going to tank a little bit lower, unless we can hold around there and find some support to push back up. Otherwise, we will see markets, if we get a close below that, we will see markets continue lower for sure. And that would confirm 100% that our recession is in fact here, for a bit longer at least. Jumping into the weekly, you can see that we had an GBI formation try to form, triple bottomed out almost. It wicked below. I'm glad we didn't touch our 36.37 for the weekly. That's good. We did come close, but we sprung all the way back up, hopefully seeing some good volume bullish, and we could make a possible RBI continuation here. Here's the blue bar, ignore the red. It'd go up here, but we failed. So maybe we could get it here for the weekly. If not, then we will just end up with more consolidation here, and then this could possibly turn into an RBI. Just depends on how everything closes realistically. For the weeklies though, for this new weekly that is coming, depending on how this opens and everything closes, I really don't fear that we would drop too much below the 36.37. Looking at the weekly, just because of our 200 indicator is there. If you look at the monthly, our 200 indicator is there, probably roughly around where our 50 is. Looking in on that was 3,500. That was, yeah, so they're around the same area, so I wouldn't expect any volume below 3,517, just because we have both indicators excuse me, for our monthly and weekly. But diving into the daily, I believe this was Friday we opened, and we opened blue and closed blue, July 15th I believe. And as long as we can get this momentum to close and cross, we can see further momentum bullish. We did get that double bottom how we wanted on the charts. As long as we don't come back and retest this lower level, everything's looking fine. We could get some momentum to push off of here. Got a nice doji right there, trying to put a floor right here. As long as we can get that. The max I saw for that was the blue indicator besides the ceiling. But if we can get a close and a breakthrough above this neckline right here, that would show that the markets are ready to continue bullish, and we would be back into our overbought. However, it's not overbought anymore because of our consolidation and drops that we've done on the way, slowly consolidating on the way. Not much of too much consolidation, but there was a bit of stops here before dropping. So it's giving us a bit more room to work with the RSI down here. However, we do just need to see how the S&P really opens today. I know there won't be massive amounts of volume for today's open, but Monday really will be what we're looking forward to. Jumping into the 4 hour, just to show you guys what's going on and what I'm looking at live on my trades. You guys can always follow me on my media and hop in for the live streams. But looking in right here, it seems like the S&P, if we do open today, or when we do open today, we could get a bit of rejection off the 200, which would just give us more time and breathing time to consolidate and get the RSI to get strong enough again. Because I do believe we were overbought on the hourly. We did have a massive squeeze from our little price floor, came through, tested it, perfect V-shaped recovery right here. Boom, boom. I believe this is like the Tesla symbol people trade. I'm not too interested in it as of yet, just because I don't see it too much, but this is something they like to trade hourly, 4 hourly. It's usually a bigger time frame, but it's clearly right here in the hourly. And these usually do break bullish, so from right there it broke. Came retested RBI, pushed forward on the hourly. Not very, very strong bars. As you can tell, they were getting fought with. Tried to break, got pushed back down, and then finally broke. Gapped up, I believe. Probably gapped up and broke up. So that is a little concerning just on the weak bars. You know that these are stronger. It's a fuller bar with no gaps. It's a little interesting here. However, this is how the market, or the S&P, is leading the market as of right now. Finally found some stability around this level. I believe it's around 3,700, 3,744. But as of right now, that is what pushed Bitcoin and the others. So looking at Bitcoin right now, jump to the monthly. It is going to look a bit similar, everyone, on just charting. We do have that possible threat of another leg down for a GBI. Possible leg down, I don't see it as necessarily our 17,500, but possibly our 12,500. Just because of how much momentum we've had in these candles. We don't have any weak candles. We have very strong candles with a lot of volume and a lot of momentum, as Bitcoin has talked about a lot. So if we do get this test, we could get a new monthly open, and then we could touch the 2,200, possibly 22,500, and then could see a leg back down. So there is a few situations that we have to be aware of just in case they were to happen. Again, like I said, trading is a do A. If A happens, do A. If B happens, do B. However, that is one threat that I do see possible if we cannot bottom out right here and get enough momentum to go back. There is really nothing wrong with the price falling this low. It's just as of what's going on, as well as a few things that they're fixing with the crypto market, with Coinbase, and just a few things, Ripple, and there's a lot going on with the regulations and cases in the crypto world right now. So I've accepted it, and I've understood that maybe 23, 24 could be a really good year for the explosion of crypto if regulated and accepted into the markets. However, looking in on the charts right here, we do have that possible threat, like I said. We are still in this descending channel right now, unfortunately, until we do break out of this. However, diving in on the weekly, we don't have any indicators to save us like we do on the S&P 500 if we were to fall. So as of right now, it looks like we just got a new weekly here formed that loaded in. So I mean, I believe that our weekly closed like this. We'll continue to see what happens here. But our 200 did move forward, and it didn't come lower. So as of right now, 22,500 is our ceiling still. Our new weekly that just started today could go as low as, it's a brand new candle, so we could go as low as our ascending triangle, which is 19,553, or we can go back to our wick, which is 18,692, so 18,700, or we can wick down and get back into our channel around 17,500. And breaking below that, obviously we would break lower. However, on our position in this descending channel, I don't see us breaking that low as of yet. I would like to see us at least complete a few more days here, and then we could see momentum break. However, it doesn't need to happen that way. It could decide to break right now. Really just depends on volume and how well, or not how well, but how strong one side is for this week. But looking in, I wouldn't really expect anything too crazy until we get a breakage below our 19 price level, 19K level, and a breakage of our 22,500. You could go long and you can short. I wouldn't short just because of how far we are right now, and we could get another short squeeze. It would be a great trade to short from here to here. I mean, profits, of course, but you just don't know right now in the market as of where the bottom is. There's a lot of people waiting on it, a lot of people looking. There's a lot of volume surrounding the entities in crypto right now, so I would just be careful on trying to do the reverse or trying to join if you can't beat them, join them. If you don't, just be careful on that, because that can go against you as well. On the fear of missing out and all of that is purposely there to try to influence you and get you in the markets to get you distracted. As long as you can stay focused and you stay according to your plan, you shouldn't have any problems with what's going on in the media and in the world. However, looking in on the daily, we do seem to, it looks like a very decent chart. It looks honestly perfect. You could have bought here, sold, bought here, sold, bought here, expecting, sold. But our daily as of right now came and retested the 21,500. We could see a bit of rejection. We are halfway in our RSI, so not overbought or oversold. However, if you were to look at the daily, we did have a clear rejection, almost a double top around the same price lines of 21,500. Depending on how today closes, we could either see a breakage of 21,500 and a close above, leading more bullish momentum. However, I would get very cautious around 2,200 levels, just because we have seen a bit of rejection twice already now. Does seem like the candles are getting a bit weaker as we go, so I would be careful, just as momentum could break either way as of right now. Bitcoin has been a bit wonky lately with its trading levels, so just be cautious about that. Looking in on the 4 hour, real quick before I jump into the 4 hour, there was a daily candle, I believe, unless they took it away, that was completely insane. It must have been this one, but maybe this one, I'm not sure, but it came down, and I was like, okay, yeah, it was probably this one. It came down, and I was accepting a GBI formation. I was like, okay, so we're breaking out bearish, shocker, out of this one right here. But instead, it didn't even come all the way down, came to the top of that candle and decided to push up with bullish momentum. So that was just what we needed to make sure that we are still consolidating, letting everything go, and that bulls are still here to fight for this positioning around the 1,700 and 2,200 level of our range. However, we are making higher lows as well as higher highs, possibly, as long as we can get this one to get up there too, as well as break, which could be more bullish momentum, meaning that we possibly have a double bottom in as well as a bottom. However, looking in on the 4 hour for you guys, you can see that we are getting clearly more rejected off of the 21,500 level, although our indicators are rushing up to try to save it and push into our 21,500 levels. However, just because I trade candles, you can look real closely that I look into each candle. This was an RBI. It did fail. However, you could have still profited a little bit, got out in profits because you anticipated it was going to break 21,500 with bullish momentum because of the RBI, and it did. Could have got out in profit, got back out, stayed in, and there could have been another RBI here for the 4 hour. However, that is starting as of right now. I do expect it to touch somewhere here as we got a bit overbought. However, jumping into the hourly, you can see that there's a lot more resistance here now. We could get a head and shoulders or a triple top depending on what is going on here. Triple tops tend to be more bearish than bullish, I believe. However, they do still have a bit of bullish in the pattern, so we could get that being almost a W pattern forming. But this looks like another GBI. It could have been failed, and then now it looks like an RBI, depending on how this closes in the next, I'd say, 46 minutes. We could see it either GBI or RBI, depending if it really wants to. It could consolidate a bit more like this until we see another price up or a price down. But as you can tell, there was a lot of momentum up here around this price level until we hit this, and there was a lot of price momentum down as we even came in contact with our indicator, which probably pushed it down even further, So depending on how we can react with this, if you look at our 4 hour, it is bullish on the indicators. We're not under our indicators. Our indicators are trying to, we crossed bullish, and our indicators are trying to come up and push this up as well. Excuse me. Depending on how, though, that this curves down, we could see a massive curve down, maybe a head and shoulders pattern, shoulder, head, shoulder, or we can just see this come down and continue with the indicators. That is on the 4 hourly, so a bit stronger. However, the hourly is looking a bit under resistance for right now, just to see where we can get up, or if we end up coming right back down from where our resistant level sent us the past 3 or 4 times. One, we didn't go all the way down, went for the break, failed, came and retested retested our ascending channel, tested it again, didn't touch it, came back, touched our 22,500 levels and broke through. Oh no, we didn't break through our 22,500 levels. We broke through our 2,200 and retested the 22,500 level over here. I believe they said this was an Adam and Eve pattern. I see a teacup, but there could also be a teacup here and then a handle. There's a lot of formations that you guys can get used to and just start to see throughout the markets. However, we came up here, consolidated, wasn't ready to break, so we broke down. Came and retested our ascending channel again around the 19,500 levels, and then the bulls came back in, pushed us right back up. So depending on what's going on, you can anticipate. This was a risky trade that I hopped into. However, I'm still waiting to see. I'm not completely out of it just yet. I do have a bit more bullish momentum going forward. Just temporarily, we do have a pull down or a retrace. So I will see how that temporarily closes. However, looking at our ascending channel, we could anticipate that it does run all the way back down to at least, let me check for you guys, to at least 19,661, just because that's where our new high would, or a new low would be. It's a higher low. Our new higher low would be because of the ascending channel. If we break through that, do expect bearish momentum. But jumping in real quick, I just want to check a few others out, showing you how the S&P is affecting the markets. Oops. And jumping in on the monthlies here. You can see that the monthly for the Ethereum, we did have a bigger spike than we did with Bitcoin. We shot right through our 1,200 price tag. I believe we went all the way to 1,300 for Ethereum, which was shocking because I like the same day it was at 1,100 or 1,000 for 1,050 for one Ethereum. So it was a decent pump that we did get out of that. But looking into this, I don't really see too much more downward momentum unless we form the same GBI that we did with the other cryptos. As of right now, though, it seems pretty independent. So jumping into the weekly, however, we just jumped above our 200 indicator as well, forming a new weekly here. And as long as we could, come down and retest this is totally fine. But I do see bullish momentum as we just have broken out of it. Seems to have bottomed a bit. I have seen these where a couple of times you'll see something like this. A bull forms and then it just dumps. Could get a bull to form and dump. So we could get a bull here, touch our indicator and dump like we have here, and a cross bearish. So it all really just depends on how we react to this bottom and how strong we can push up. But looking into our dailies, we did break, like I said, above our neckline, like we're waiting Bitcoin to do and the S&P to do. Excuse me. We are waiting for 1,241 levels to just be conquered fully. We can see a retracement possibly, just because we have our 50 indicator around there that could be strong enough to push us back down, creating that teapot look I was showing you, where it would come back and then shoot it down. However, this looks honestly stable. according to the forming chats or charts like Bitcoin, we have that kind of ascending channel. This isn't much of a triangle. This is more of a channel that we broke out bullish finally. But as long as we can regain strength off the retest and continue, I could see a cross here bullish for the indicators here. But other than that, looking into the 4 hour, we are seeing a bit of consolidation like we have here, but the indicators are bullish. We could see a retest, like I said, down to 1241. But honestly, we broke out of our neckline, and this is bullish 100%. I don't see us going back down too crazy. But as of right now, I do have my eyes on the markets, just seeing how they are reacting. We are in a very tight situation right now, as well as with the inflation reports and the Coinbase and the Luna fall. We have a bit of heat on us. We're walking on thin ice for crypto right now, but that's just fine. I feel like we have enough pushing us and enough stability to push us. Everyone realistically globally knows what crypto is. People are scamming through it. It's enough. Like crypto, we've made a big enough impact to where we're a big enough entity now. But looking in on the hourly, it's just a more zoomed in chart of the 4 hourly. You can see that there's a bit of we're under the indicators as well now. It's starting to curve. We could see it come back, retest, and then continue. That was a big spike. Stuff like this as well shows that it's bullish, of course, but there is a need for consolidation or a pullback at least to some kind of support, because it was just too high of momentum. It was too much. It was overbought. It was way too overbought. We came in extremely bullish, spiked all the way to 1400, which is insane. That's honestly great for Ethereum. And then came and then consolidated a bit, pulled back a little bit, consolidated. However, that's just a more in-depth chart detail right there, looking in on the X and XRP charts for the monthly. Just want to show you guys how the S&P is, how deep it is going into the crypto markets. We have that same pattern right here, except we're in a descending triangle. Realistically, it's not a channel. But we have this same GBI formation that's going on right now, and I don't like this one because this is a descending channel. Some of these break bullish, some of these it's almost, I think, a 60-40 for that percentage. However, zooming into if we were to break out of that, do expect our baseline prices again. I wouldn't expect anything lower than this. Would be 15 cents for XRP. That would be mind-blowing, but I believe that the SEC is having a bit of problems as well winning this case, so this could break bullish as we are around our floors. We are around the bottoms necessarily. If we just drop another half of what we're going, we'd be at our floor realistically. Our floor is over here, but realistically we would be around our support of the floor, around 15 cents, where we got a lot of buyers to kick in. However, looking at this, we are forming maybe an RBI, which it's more stretched out in the long term, but it would be a blue bar, ignore the red, and then we could see the blue bar. So depending on how this breaks out, we have a few more days we could see, but we could get more bullish momentum 100%, as well as bearish. But this is looking more bullish than anything, but it is affected by the crypto markets and the leading cryptos, and that is affected by the S&P 500. So we do have to wait and see how this week turns out realistically. But looking in on the daily, just for you guys, we are getting a bit of rejection off the top of our descending triangle. However, this could lead into an RBI, or you can anticipate that we come back down either halfway to break through bearish, or because the indicator's there, or we break through fully to come and retest this again and continue out, filling out the rest of our triangle. These are just the things that you need to be aware of. Very interesting. But looking further into the charts, on the 4 hour, you can see a bit more rejection off of the top of our descending triangle, but our indicators are coming through bullish, so I'm not too worried. It's really just finding out where these markets, like I said, are closing and processing and understanding the data that is in front of you. Looking in on the hourly, you can see there's another GBI formation. It's going to push down. It's a pivot. It's just a bigger GBI. It's a red bar. Ignore the blue. Red bar. Those are a little bit stronger, I believe, so we could see it come, retest this. Almost looking like a head and shoulders here, going back down. However, I wouldn't expect any prices to drop below the 200 for the hourly, so 32 cents seems to be the lowest for right now. However, everybody, that was just another market update video for you guys, and that is just how the S&P is affecting a few cryptos. I will be looking and doing daily update videos for Bitcoin, S&P, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP as well. But other than that, everybody, that was another quick market update video for you guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Please make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Ciao.